This looks so dark and devilish. I see a dead floating.
Chappell Roan just got banned from performing at a major festival in Rio by the mayor because she reportedly made an 11-year-old girl cry who happened to be the daughter of a very famous soccer player.
You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it.
Chappell Roan just needs to stop making music at this point and go live a quiet life on a farm somewhere. Because old girl has been acting an absolute fool on the internet since she came out, and now she's out here throwing hands with 11-year-olds. It's gotten so bad that Wendy Williams had to come out of retirement to give her 2 cents. And baby, she dragged Chappell for filth. She even went off on her for being a part of a satanist cult. People have been accusing Chappell of being part of the Illuminati for years, but this time, there seems to be evidence of it, and it's not looking too good for her. It also doesn't help that Wendy Williams is getting involved to expose what she knows, right when everyone is already on Chappell's neck. Okay, so if you've been on the internet these past few days, then you've seen Chappell getting dragged for her raging hatred for kids after she made her security jump Ada Law, the 11-year-old daughter of the actor Jude Law. So this mess went down while Chappell was having breakfast at a fancy hotel in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It turns out Ada, her mom Catherine Harding, and her stepdad, the popular football player Jorginho Frello, were also at the same hotel, and they were also having breakfast at the same place Chappell was having hers. Now, Ada is a big fan, or let me say was a fan, because she's definitely not a fan anymore. Decided to walk by Chappell real quick, just to smile and confirm if it was really her. No screaming, no pics, no nothing. But guess what Chappell's security did? Right when Ada got back to her seat after confirming that it was really Chappell, Chappell's security guards stormed their table and started yelling at the kid, accusing her of disrespecting and harassing Chappell. The poor girl obviously got scared and began crying hysterically. It wasn't until her mom, Catherine, stepped in to put the bodyguard in his place that Chappell finally decided to do something about it. Jorginho put out a statement, slamming Chappell for her nasty behavior. And right after that, Catherine also made her own video going off on Chappell. They were not letting up on her at all. The mayor of Sao Paulo even put out a statement declaring that Chappell was officially banned from entering the city until he is out of office.
First of all, what commands are you giving your security guards? Because I think the people want to know. 2, do you know that little girl is 11 years old carrying around a Chanel bag? That means her parents are very rich. My third question for Chappell is, have you met the Brazilians of Twitter? Have you met them? Because when they got banned, they immediately went rabid, which means they don't have time to mess around. Girl, a Chanel bag. I'm still stuck on not the little princess with a bag, honey. Also, do you know the mayor just banned you? Do you know that? Are you hello? And shout out to Pop Crave, because you can read the statement from the mayor. It is translated, but he essentially said that as long as he's mayor, you'll never see that city again. Because at first I thought the internet was treating you very harshly because you're like a new celeb and individuals don't really know their placement when it comes to paparazzi and fans and yada, yada, yada. But this one, if true, allegedly, this story takes the cake. And if you guys haven't figured out what the story is, let me just give you a quick rundown. So she's performing at Lollapalooza, and apparently, allegedly, according to the stepfather, I forgot this detail. Her daddy is Jude Law. Her daddy, okay? The individual who told the story happens to be her stepfather. Now, the stepdaddy said that according to his wife, his daughter thought that she had seen Chappell Roan at breakfast at a hotel and secretly walked up to her and smiled to see hey, is that really Chappell Roan? When his stepdaughter saw that she saw Chappell Roan, she smiled and tiptoed back to her mother at breakfast. That was it. Apparently, while the daughter and mother were having breakfast, after her daughter was like, oh my gosh, mom, I really do think that I saw Chappell Roan. Chappell Roan's security guard walks over to the little girl and the mother and basically berates them and says that he can have them kicked out of the hotel. And now here's where we are. So I don't know. Chappell Roan hasn't said anything yet. If she does, I'm gonna keep y'all posted because they are dragging her for filth on Twitter. And this tweet says it all. Somebody by the name of Sierra said, I told y'all about Raggedy Ann.
Whew. What's even crazier is that Chappell didn't actually feel sorry for what she did. Just hours after all this fiasco went down, she went on the Lollapalooza stage and shouted out to her security team.
Oh, so thank you. And thank you to my crew and my security and my band.
It wasn't until the next day that she finally posted some BS Instagram video addressing the situation. And even then, you could tell she wasn't sorry. Interestingly enough, she was now trying to blame it all on her security, as if she wasn't the same person who gave them a shout-out right after they attacked Data. Like, make it make sense.
I'm just gonna tell my half of the story of what happened today with a mother and child who were involved with a security guard who is not my personal security. I didn't even see a woman and a child. Like, no one came up to me. No one bothered me. Like, I was just sitting at breakfast in my hotel. I think these people were staying at the hotel as well. So the fact that, like, a security guard I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to this mother and child. They did not come up to me. They weren't doing anything. It's unfair for security to just assume someone doesn't have good intentions when they have no reason to believe because there's no action even taken. Like, I do not hate people who are fans of my music. I do not hate children. Like, that is crazy. I'm sorry to the mother and child that someone was assuming something, that you would do something, and that if you felt uncomfortable, that makes me really sad. You did not deserve that.
Now, before this mess, Chappell was already facing a lot of allegations about being a diva and being arrogant, so this was really just the icing on the cake. Some people tried to defend her by claiming that she's only establishing her boundaries. But if you think about it, that excuse really doesn't make a lot of sense, because that's not what happened here. In fact, Chappell has called out people violating her boundaries before, and most of her fans were on her side because she was genuinely making sense. This time, though, she was 100% doing the absolute most, and she got exactly what she deserved. Like, why be a celebrity when you cannot handle the attention?
Reported by the father on his Instagram, he really wanted to expose her. The daughter was so excited to see Chappell that she made signs to show Chappell her love. And when they all went to breakfast that morning preparing for the festival, they realized they were staying in the same exact hotel as her, and they saw her eating at breakfast. The daughter wasn't sure it was Chappell, so she got up from her seat and walked past Chappell's table, happened to show a smile when she realized that it was actually Chappell, and then went back to her seat with her family. She did not engage with Chappell at all. The father called Chappell's reaction completely disproportionate in his post, saying a large security guard from Chappell came over to their table while they were still having breakfast and began speaking in an extremely aggressive manner to both my wife and my daughter, and scolded them by saying that they shouldn't allow their daughter to disrespect or harass other people. Then he said that the security guard told him that they will be filing a complaint against the whole family to the hotel, and that his daughter was extremely shaken and cried a lot. The mayor of Rio de Janeiro banned Chappell from ever performing at Todo Mundo no Rio, which is a massive festival that she could be paid millions of dollars for, and said that Jorginho's little girl, his daughter, is already going to be the guest of honor at the festival in May. The father finished off by saying, "It's sad to see this kind of treatment coming from those who should understand the importance of their fans. At the end of the day, they are the ones who build all of this. No one should have to go through this, especially not a child. At Chappell Roan, without your fans, you would be nothing. And to the fans, she does not deserve your affection." I literally just said this exact thing is going to happen with Chappell. A young fan, probably a little girl who sees themselves in Chappell, is going to get burned, and it's going to look extremely bad on Chappell. I really like what Chappell's doing with setting boundaries, but I feel like she's overcorrecting past celebrity treatment, and she's not leaving room for human nature. No one sees her as a tortured artist because an 11-year-old walked past her table.
And while we are on the topic of her supposedly setting boundaries, let's go deeper into it, because this whole thing with her has gone from simply setting boundaries to her just being annoying. Like, for example, last year, a video went viral of her yelling at her assistant for absolutely no reason on the LA Fashion Week red carpet. You could see the shock in the assistant's face because she was genuinely confused as to why Chappell was barking at her when she was only trying to do her job.
Here are multiple instances where Chappell Roan has pushed her staffers, as a new viral video of her doing so has shocked fans. Wait till the end to see what she had to say about this. Now, as you know, Chappell Roan is known for calling out paparazzi, being a little confrontational, all in the vein of self-respect though, and I really do respect it it most of the time. But yesterday, this video of Chappell Roan rudely pushing one of her staffers at the 2025 LA Fashion Awards shocked fans, with comments saying like, she's the most rude, entitled, mean celebrity, comments saying we made the wrong person famous, how could she do this? Other fans saying I can't keep defending you, Chappell, and the woman's face who was pushed says it all. I mean, she wasn't doing anything wrong, she was just minding her own business. And there's another video of Chappell Roan rudely ripping away a costume from one of her wardrobe team's hands because he's taking too long to fix her wardrobe malfunction.
But it gets even worse. People have also been looking into her even more, especially after the situation with Ada, and they are speculating that maybe her hatred for children is part of her Illuminati contract. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but once you hear about the receipts people brought up to back this claim up, especially the things Wendy Williams revealed, it won't sound so crazy anymore. Now, if you've been keeping up with Chappell for a while, then you already know that she's been getting Illuminati allegations for a long time. You see, before Chappell moved to LA, she was the complete opposite of everything she is now. She used to wear conservative clothes, and the imagery in her music wasn't the demonic, satanic stuff it is now. In fact, she revealed that prior to coming to LA, her family told her that it probably wasn't the right move because she would end up having to sell her soul. But she still came anyway, and everything they warned her about turned out to be true.
The song that blew up to now 7.5 million views is Pink Pony Club, where she sings about leaving her hometown to go live in LA, where girls and boys can be queens every single day, and how she knows her mother is going to scream, "God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl," and closes out the video showcasing a giant party with strippers and people of the LG community. Hence her mother screaming, "God, what have you done?" Because Chappell Roan was raised in a Christian household.
That was taking us to church 3 times a week. I just did not feel like I belonged. So necessary to forgive my past and my community for just disagreeing.
And is now choosing to turn from Christianity and live a lifestyle opposite of the Bible. And I personally don't think it's a coincidence that this was her breakout song that got her her rise to fame.
You can just tell that the satanic imagery in her music isn't just a part of her art. It's like she is intentionally doing it to rebel against her Christian upbringing, almost like it was part of her Illuminati contract to do it. And interestingly enough, it wasn't until she began acting out like this that her career finally blew up. Coincidence? People don't think so. We've seen this with way too many artists for it to be a coincidence. At some point, it just becomes a little difficult to ignore the pattern.
She releases a song called Naked in Manhattan, which features lyrics about her being in a relationship with another woman, where she states, "Put your lips on mine, could go to hell, but will probably be fine." Shortly follows up with another song titled My Kink is Karma, where the opening scene is her shadow while she is wearing devil horns. And the following scene, a picture frame with a photo of Jesus. Proceeding with the rest of the video where she is dressed as a devil. Shortly after that, she posts a new music video to her song Casual, which is all about her in a sexual relationship with a girl that doesn't want to be in an open relationship with her. In the video, she features a girl who looks like a demon. And I wouldn't be surprised at this point when people call this art, because it's also considered art to blaspheme Jesus Christ.
Now, when it comes to Wendy speaking on Chappell, sources close to her behind the scenes have been doing a lot of talking, and they claim Wendy hasn't been a fan of Chappell since she popped out. Apparently, she sees all the signs of Chappell selling her soul, and she believes it has a lot to do with why she hates her fans so much. I mean, it took her selling her soul for them to finally pay attention to her music. And honestly, this doesn't sound surprising coming from Wendy, because back in 2017, she went off on the Kardashians for also being in on the Illuminati stuff.
Start with the Kardashian Christmas card.
Yes, okay, so every year, as you guys know, the Kardashians come out with a brand new Christmas card, and this year is no exception. There it is in all its Vegas destruction and glory. And it is a beautiful photo in a way. I mean, it's very dramatic, but
It's Christmas. This looks so dark and devilish. I see a dead baby floating. Now, where is Kanye in this picture?
Kanye is not, he's not on the show, first of all. And so he's not in the card. He opted out. But if you look really closely, I spy with my little eye a Kanye West on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Is that a Jesus wreath around his head?
Well, that's the cover that David LaChapelle shot of him on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Look at the two young girls. I mean, they look very pretty, but this is supposed to be Christmas. And you know what? What's the deal with the Illuminati triangle and the eyeball looking at it?
Right. A lot of people are looking into this. I mean, the Illuminati, it's that secret society that supposedly runs the world. There have been accusations that Kanye's part of it. It signifies with the eye and the triangle. I think that's looking a little too deep.
I don't. This is disgusting. Happy holidays, devils.
Now, it's unclear just how exactly Wendy got to know all this, but word on the street is that she was also part of it herself at one point. Not only that, but people also claim Wendy got sick immediately after she tried to cut ties with them. In fact, this video from a while back went viral recently, and it featured Wendy questioning Monique about why she thinks the industry blackballed her. Monique responded by flat-out accusing Wendy of also being a member of the dark side of Hollywood. And as soon as she said that, Wendy switched the topic to something else, even though she was the one who initially brought it up to make Monique look crazy.
I want to mess with you because you were blackballed in Hollywood for not playing the game. What is that game out there?
Well, we're both in it. And when people ask me what is the game that's in the game, we both know what that is.
Well, let's go back to The Precious because that's the role for which you won your Oscar.
Did y'all see the way Wendy brushed Monique off? Wendy clearly knows a lot about the satanic stuff in the industry, and her illness is rumored to be a consequence of her trying to leave. So the fact that she's now pointing fingers at Chappell means there just might be some truth to it. As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, "She should have at least apologized to the little girl and acknowledged her mistake. So arrogant. These famous things are getting to her head real well. She needs to get humbled." Another person said, "I came across her music not knowing any of this. I found her voice was amazing and started to listen to her a few weeks ago. God gave her that beautiful voice for his kingdom, and she was stolen from him. I hope she finds her way back to Jesus." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Chappell Roan allegedly making her security jump that 11-year-old girl? And do you really think she sold his soul to the devil, like Wendy Williams is claiming? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click it to watch this other very messy video.